all of a sudden your life, your real life, and what your reality is totally different than the reality that's projected out onto the world. It's work. It can make you kind of anxious. I don't think anybody realizes what they're asking for. The actual fame part isn't necessarily what I was after. I first realized I was famous, I think when I was on American Idol, and all of my friends that I had ever had in my entire life, and family, extended family and acquaintances and past coworkers were calling me saying, "Oh my gosh, I saw you on Idol." And then I think, during Idol, all of a sudden, I found out that I was on the cover of Entertainment Weekly, which was really surreal. That was bizarre. I think at that point I went, wow, this is my life now, at least for this moment.
In the 3 years since finishing runner-up on American Idol, Adam gained a loyal fan base, released 2 successful albums, and became a prominent voice for the LGBT community. With such a substantial impact on pop culture, there's no question that Adam Lambert is famous.
The fame thing is weird. It's like all of a sudden, you go to an event and there's people yelling your name and people coming up to you that you don't know that want something. And it's weird. It still feels weird to me. I enjoy that people know who I am, that I'm notorious, but hopefully they also know that I have songs out. Because that's what I do, and that's what I love. It's not a normal existence, but there's a lot of great perks, so I'm not complaining. I mean, right after American Idol was the first time I ever lived in my own house. I didn't buy the house, I was renting it, but it was definitely a step up from the studio apartment in the middle of Hollywood with the tiniest bathroom in the world. So it was nice to have space for the first time and be able to invite friends over to eat at a dinner table. That was cool. It was like I had my own place. When I was on the show, I didn't really have quite an idea of who my fans were. I wasn't interacting so much at that point. Once the show was over, that was kind of my first taste of who my fans were. And they're these amazing, amazing fans that would get dressed up and very, very, very verbal and loyal and passionate. The cool thing about having a fan base like that is that they've really got my back. There have been times on this journey that have felt a bit challenging, but always my fans have this protective, kind of encouraging quality about them, and that feels amazing. It's like having a big sister in the big mean world.
It's an honor to be featured in this year's Out 100. I think it's a very important list of people that are trying to pave the way and move forward with society, and we're trying to be progressive, and I think we're all doing a good job. So I'm proud of the community, and I'm proud of Out Magazine for featuring all of us.
I'm so happy that I have a platform and I can create music that affects people. I want to inspire people, whether it's to dance or to, think about social issues, or, it's a great opportunity that I have. I'm just going to try to lead by example and being honest and being who I am. Hopefully that inspires other people to be who they want to be. I've never really liked the idea of being a role model in the sense that people do what I do. I hope that I can encourage people to do what they want to do and to be their own person. In some cases, you do have to change a little bit because you have to adapt to this new lifestyle, and it is a kind of a big shift. I mean, it definitely puts your relationships into a different context. Some relationships grow stronger because you realize how important it is to have real people in your life that knew you when. It puts strain on some relationships because people just assume that once you become famous, you're gonna forget about them or act like an asshole. I can't say that. A lot of times, you hear that thing like, oh, you've changed. It's like, well, I've had to a little bit.
Coming up, Adam feels the pressure of fame.
And all of a sudden, it was kind of like gay, straight, religious, not religious, and it turned into this whole social, moral issue.
How did Neon Trees go from underdog to topping the charts? Tune in to Decoded, the MC original series that unlocks the secrets to staying on top. Brought to you by State Farm.
I just don't think we're worried because we're not going to put out the same song over and over, and we're excited to see what the future brings.
Go to MC On Demand, select original shows, then Decoded. Available now on MC On Demand.
I just want to show everybody what we all go through, you know?
While Adam Lambert's success on American Idol helped him accomplish dreams he never thought possible, his fame came with a cost. In today's celebrity-obsessed world, the rich and famous become our headlines, and their lifestyles, our gossip. An amount of exposure difficult to prepare for.
When you're on Idol, you're kind of in a little bubble. We're not allowed to do one-on-one interviews with any media while we're on the show because they kind of want to keep us safe and no unfair advantages. Right towards the end, there was like maybe 3 or 4 of us left, and they put me on the cover of Entertainment Weekly and said, you know, is America ready for a gay idol? I hadn't actually confirmed anything yet, but I was out since I was 18, so it wasn't like a secret. I'm sitting there going, well, yeah, I'm openly gay. I always have been since I was like a teenager. But to the public, I wasn't. The reason why I auditioned was I wanted to get more career opportunities. You know, I wanted to show people that I could sing and, you know, the kind of artist I would want to be. And then all of a sudden it was kind of like, you know, gay, straight, religious, not religious. And it turned into this whole like social, like moral issue, which I don't think American Idol's that deep. When the Rolling Stone announced, you know, that I was only going to be on the cover, and in the interview, it was just kind of par for the course. We were talking about everything, and I, you know, right away with the interviewer, I was like, you know, yeah, I'm gay. It didn't feel like it was supposed to be some big announcement. I was like, you know, whatever. But I guess everybody had been kind of wondering, is he or isn't he, and all that. It was interesting because the response from the LGBT community itself was mixed, I think. At the beginning, it felt like there was a little bit of like a you're not gay enough and now you're too gay kind of back and forth. And that's part of the issue of being one of the few openly gay pop artists on the mainstream side, is that you can't please everybody. And everybody wants you to be a different thing for a different group. It was hard for me to accept that, like it or not, I was going to be somebody that they looked at as, you know, a figure that was representing the gay community to the rest of the public. And that's not a responsibility I ever signed up for. I just wanted to sing. Looking at the music industry, even now today, it's tricky because there's not really a lot of presence, gay presence in the mainstream music scene. It's tricky. Being one of the few is it's not like an easy gig. There's no roadmap for it. Yeah, the privacy is really, when all of a sudden you can't get it when you need it, you realize how amazing privacy really is.
You hear about the latest?
Yeah, it's like a nice thing to have in regular life. And I'm trying to think of when I realized that I didn't have it anymore. I mean, like I was on the beach in Miami when I was on tour with like people that I was working with, and we were just trying to relax, and they were like staked out at the beach, like staked out. And I was like, okay, take my picture, hi, you know, and I played along for a while, and then more and more kept coming with like a feeding frenzy. And I was just like, really? And finally I was like, what do you want? The guy was like, we want you to get in the water. And I'm like, I'm not gonna get in the water while you're taking a picture. Like, what, you know, I'm not gonna play your game and jump through your hoop, Mr. Paparazzi. I have like a love-hate thing with the media. It's on one hand, it's like it's part of the job, you know. I'm a performer, and the media and I have to have a relationship in order for me to communicate who I am to the public and my new project and my music. And there are many journalists that are really cool and exciting and interesting and have great interviews. And there's equally the same amount of media that's like doesn't do their research and, you know, exaggerates things or takes your words and twists them and makes it sound like you said something completely different. It's just so crazy to me that one journalist can create this whole, you know, story that doesn't even exist. You know, I had friends like texting me, is that true? That's what I find so interesting, is that people believe everything they read. Wikipedia is like the new standard for facts and truth, and it's like, well, that's not even accurate, you know? But at the end of the day, it's the public that are buying these publications and supporting these publications. It's kind of like a cycle. Like it's, you know, which came first, the media or the consumer? The thing that's funny is that I think you end up hearing the negativity a lot louder than you hear the positive reinforcement sometimes, and that's a shame. People that have something not so nice to say, are often a little louder. There have been moments that I was frustrated, but I think I've gotten to the point now where I'm like, well, it's the way it is, and I'm not gonna be able to change it anytime soon, so just gotta accept it.
Coming up, Adam comes to terms with his status as a celebrity.
It's all like, oh, we loved you, like it's past tense, like I'm dead.
MC Presents Live Undefined featuring Gym Class Heroes. Available now on MC On Demand.
Managing fame and the lifestyle that comes with it can be both difficult and overwhelming. But in the past 3 years, Adam Lambert has not only accepted his fame, but learned how to balance it with his career.
Fame brings a certain level of expectation, both like that you have for yourself and that your fans and the outside world have of you. And that obviously magnifies the ups and downs of normal life a lot. I think it's easy for people to look at celebrities and kind of just put them in a box and boil them down to one headline and kind of just assume that they're this, that, or the other thing, and that's it. But we're human. People that are famous just happen to do something at the right time or right place or work hard to get to a certain point where people knew who they were. But we're not perfect, you know, and we're not one-dimensional. I'm certainly not perfect. If I make a mistake or say the wrong thing, the ramifications is that it's gonna like snowball into something else, and that's just how it is. So the other thing that I've learned is it starts with me. You know, I have to behave a certain way or make a certain decision if I want to be portrayed a certain way. The biggest misconception about being famous is that it's all glamour and you get everything you want and everybody opens the door for you. It's work. It looks glamorous from the outside looking in, but it's actually, it can make you kind of anxious and it can be a little overwhelming and it can be kind of like, whoa. You know, you don't have a lot of control over your environment. One of the things that I've heard before is kind of this sentiment, like people say, well, you asked for it, you know? And I guess in a way I did, but I don't think anybody realizes what they're asking for when they do something to become famous. The fame is really more of like it's a side effect of what I'm doing. One of the challenges of being famous because of a show like American Idol is that I'll get stopped by, you know, a couple or parents and a family, and they're always very nice. But it's all like, oh, we loved you, like it's past tense, like I'm dead. Like, oh, we loved you back then. And I'm like, well, you can love me now if you don't mind. You know, I'm making music. The show is always gonna be how I was introduced to people, and the show reaches so many millions of people. It has much stronger reach than the music industry tends to have. I guess that makes me need to fight a little harder to make amazing music, I guess. That's on me. It's been an interesting journey, trying to just stay true to myself as much as possible and be honest. I think it's really easy in the entertainment industry to be focused on what everybody wants of you and to be pleasing everybody all the time. At 27 years old, when I auditioned for American Idol, I kind of had been through the bulk of my 20s and grown pretty solid in who I am as a person and my character and my identity. So one of my big things is always being really honest, and I kind of wear my heart on my sleeve, and it's gotten me into trouble before. Sometimes I open my big mouth too much and say the wrong thing, but I just made a decision from the minute this all started was to just keep it real, because being who you are is easier than faking it.
For exclusive F-Word content, go to musicchoice.com/originals.